Okay, now we are going to introduce how to use our EasyHome APP to control our ZigBee devices. First, we have to wiring all the ZigBee receivers and ZigBee gateway correctly according to the user manual, and then power on. Second, we will use an iPad to introduce how to add device, remove device, and control with the app. Then we have to connect the iPad's Wi-Fi network to the ZigBee gateway network. This ZigBee gateway network is Easy Lighting 6B1 EAF48, and the default password is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and join. Each ZigBee gateway has a different SSID, and the SSID will be printed and put on the back of the gateway. You can get it on the back. And then we have to open the EasyHome APP, and this is the main menu. We have to set up a room by tap this last button. The room default name is living room. You can change the name. And the second, we have to switch the control type. Tap the menu on the right up corner, and then tap switch the control type and choose ZigBee. Then return to the room interface and enter to the room. And this last button is for adding new device. The ZigBee receivers are under slow fade in and fade out state once power on, which means they are waiting to be searched and added to the ZigBee network. Then we tap the Add Device button. The LED light connected with the receiver will flash and then stay solid to indicate that they are added to the network. And this on the APP Add Device menu, the receiver will be listed. The added receiver will be listed, and we have to tap and tick to confirm the adding. Then return, and now we can see these two ZigBee receivers on the menu. One is single color and the other is RGBW. And we can control the brightness of single color. RGBW. This is for RGB color control. This is RGB brightness. And we can also add ZigBee remote to the network and bind the remote with the receiver, then control the receiver with the remote. First we add this single color ZigBee remote to the network, because this remote is under sleep mode, and we have to activate it first by press these two buttons. And you see, now the LED indicator is under slow fade in and fade out state, which means the remote is waiting to be searched and added to the network. And on the APP interface, we tap Add Device. The indicator will flash fast, then turn off, which means it is added to the network. And you can see these remotes on the Add Device list, and tap and tick to confirm adding. Return to the room interface, and we can see this remote control and the details. We can also add an RGBW remote to the network and control the RGBW lighting. Okay, first, we have to activate this. We have to first activate this RGBW remote by press and hold down this on-off button, and the LED indicator will under slow fade in and fade out state, which means it is waiting to be searched and added to the network. Then tap the Add Device button. You can see the RGBW remote, and we have to tap and tick to confirm adding. Then return to the room interface. We can see this remote and the detail information. And for this type of remotes, the way to add it to the ZigBee network is the same as this kind of remotes. First, press and hold down all on and all off button to activate it. Then LED indicator will under slow fade in and fade out state, which means it is ready to be added. Then tap this Add Device menu button. We can see this remote is listed, and tap and tick to confirm adding and return. Now we can see this remote. Once we added the ZigBee remote to the network, we can bind the remote with the receiver and then control the receiver with the remote. First, we are going to introduce how to bind the single color remote. This one with the single color receiver, and we have to choose a group. This has 5 groups. Choose group 1, and since the remote is under sleep mode, we have first to activate it by press any key of the remote, then choose the receiver single color one. Then the receiver is bound with the remote, and here this is the remote model number. Then return to the room interface, and now we can control the single color receiver with this remote. And if we want to bind another single color remote to the same receiver, we have to first unbind the previous remote. First, we unbind this remote. Since the receiver is bound to group 1, choose group 1. Then activate the remote, tap the single color receiver, and now it is unbound from the remote, and we can bind another single color remote, this one. Return to room interface and choose this ZigBee remote, and since it is only have one group, choose the group, and we have to press any key to activate it first, then tap single color receiver. Now it is bind with the receiver, and here is the remote model number. Now we can control it. And for this RGBW remote, it is the same way to bind it with RGBW receiver. First, we choose this RGBW remote. It has 4 groups. For example, we choose group 1, and we have to touch to activate the remote, and then tap the RGBW lighting. OK, now 成功。结果我刚刚说的句中文不一样。成功还是不成功？你等一下把我说OK, now it is bind with the RGBW receiver successfully, and you see here is the RGBW remote model number, and now we can control it with this remote. Also, we can unbind the remote with the receiver. For example, this RGBW remote, we bind the receiver to group 1 and choose group 1. Then activate the remote and tap the RGBW receiver. It is unbound from the receiver, and no, we cannot control it. And for this single color remote, it is the same to unbind. Choose the group and activate it, and tap the single color receiver, and it is unbound from the receiver. You cannot control it now. And each receiver can only bind one remote. If you want to bind another one, you have to first unbind the previous one. We can also use our home network to control the ZigBee devices. First, we have to connect the gateway to your home router. Go back to main interface and tap the menu on the up right corner and tap this connect Wi-Fi device to your router. Tap yes. Then choose your home network you would like to connect the gateway to. For example, we choose this one. Enter password 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, configure successfully. Close. And we should close this EasyHome APP and then go back to setting and connect your Wi-Fi network directly to the home router that you configure your gateway to, this one. And then open the EasyHome network again. Enter the room, and all the devices are listed here, and you can control the receiver with directly via your home network. And if you would like to control directly via the gateway again, you have to restore the device to factory default setting. Or you can press and hold down this reset switch on the back of gateway. Then go back to setting and connect the Wi-Fi to the gateway again. Open EasyHome again, enter room. and you have to add device again, because you restore the gateway to factory default setting. All the device information are cleared. Also, you can change the SSID and the password of the gateway. Tap Wi-Fi setting. SSID, you can choose a name that you like and password, and then tap confirm, and the SSID and password will change. Okay, password require at least 8 characters.
不够长密码8位，
还差1位。We changed successfully. Okay, that's all for the ZigBee